everyone, welcome back to Your Thoughts Are Valid, and I hope you all are doing great. So, in today's video, we are going to learn about experiential family counseling. We will learn its basics, then the techniques used under this, and its strengths and limitations. So, let's start with the video. So, experiential family counseling, it is a type of therapy which focuses on helping families to understand and express their emotions through session activities and experiences. Okay, so it basically focuses कि जो families हैं वो समझें और express करें अपने emotions sessions में, अपने इमोशंस एक्सप्रेस करें, वो भी उनके इमोशंस हैं कुछ इवेंट्स को लेके। देन इट इज बेस्ड ऑन द बिलीफ कि जो फैमिलीज होते हैं, फैमिलीज आर लाइक कॉम्प्लेक्स सिस्टम्स जिसमें हर एक मेंबर इंटरकनेक्टेड होता है एंड इंटरडिपेंडेंट होता है। तो जब एक फैमिली मेंबर स्ट्रगल कर रहा होता है तो उसका पूरी फैमिली पे असर पड़ता है। और एक्सपेरियंशियल फैमिली थेरेपी एक थेराप्यूटिक अप्रोच होता है विच एम्फसाइजेस द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ इमोशनल एक्सपीरियंसेस and authenticity within the family system. It was developed by theorists and practitioners such as Virginia Satir, Carl Whitaker, and Thomas Malone. This approach is rooted in the belief that understanding and expressing emotions within a safe and empathetic therapeutic environment can lead to improved family relationships, communication, and personal growth. So what are its assumptions? तो फोर कोर assumptions होते हैं एक्सपेरियंशियल कम्युनिकेशन अप्रोच के। एक तो ये कि जो पीपल होते हैं दे आर नेचुरली ड्रॉन टुवर्ड्स पॉजिटिव ग्रोथ एंड देन दे हैव रिसोर्सेज फॉर ग्रोथ, then there is circular reciprocity, and then last one is therapy is a process of interactions between clients and therapists in which each person is responsible for themselves. Okay, तो ये जो है ये चार कोर एजम्पशंस है एक्सपेरियंशियल थेरेपी के, एक्सपेरियंशियल कम्युनिकेशन अप्रोच के बेसिकली। तो जो पहले दो हैं, पहले दो एजम्पशंस जो हैं वो ह्यूमनिस्टिक नेचर बताते हैं एक्सपेरियंशियल थेरेपी का। पहले दो कौन से हैं? पहले दो हैं पीपल आर नेचुरली ड्रॉन टुवर्ड्स पॉजिटिव ग्रोथ, और दूसरा है पीपल possess रिसोर्सेज फॉर ग्रोथ। तो ह्यूमनिज्म बेसिकली काफी ऑप्टिमिस्टिक अप्रोच है। ह्यूमनिज्म के बारे में हम पहले पढ़ चुके हैं, तो वो मैं इसमें नहीं बता रही। देयर इज अनदर वीडियो फॉर दैट, यू कैन गो वॉच दैट। तो मतलब पहले दो जो है वो ह्यूमनिस्टिक नेचर बता रहे हैं, और जो लास्ट दो एजम्पशन है दे हाईलाइट द फाउंडेशन इन फैमिली सिस्टम्स थ्योरी। ठीक है, व्हाट इज द फाउंडेशन इन फैमिली सिस्टम्स थ्योरी? सो देन सर्कुलर रेसिप्रोसिटी होता क्या है? इट इज लाइक इट डिस्क्राइब रिलेशनशिप दो इवेंट्स के बीच में, जहाँ पे कि एक इवेंट का जो एक्शन होता है वो इवोक करता है रिस्पॉन्स दूसरे इवेंट का। जैसे लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मतलब कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप जैसे हो गए। लाइक जो फादर है वो अपनी बेटी को डांट रहा है, वो ये सोच के डांट रहा है कि वो जिद्दी है, एंड बेटी जो है वो इसलिए डांट रही है, बेटी जो है वो लड़ रही है, वो इसलिए लड़ रही है क्योंकि उसको लगता है कि पापा बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट है। तो दैट इज लाइक सर्कुलर रेसिप्रोसिटी। तो लास्ट के दो जो assumptions हैं they highlight foundation in family systems theory. Then the battle for structure and the battle for initiative. तो विटेकर बिलीव कि दिस इज क्रूशियल फॉर क्लिनिशियंस कि वो बैटल फॉर स्ट्रक्चर जीते, कैसे बाउंड्रीज सेट करके और लिमिट सेट करके थेरेपी की। स्पेसिफिकली विटेकर बिलीव करते थे कि जो थेरेपिस्ट है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है ये मेक श्योर करने के लिए कि नेसेसरी पीपल, मतलब कि पीपल जो भी है वो सेशन अटेंड करे। थेरेपी जो है वो इतनी फ्रीक्वेंट होनी चाहिए कि चेंज आ पाए, और सेशन में क्या होगा एंड प्रोसेसिंग कैसे होगी जिससे चेंज आएगा। फिर विटेकर ने पोजिट किया बैटल ऑफ इनिशिएटिव, जो कि क्लाइंट्स को जीतना होता है। इन अदर वर्ड्स, क्लाइंट्स नीड टू टेक अकाउंटेबिलिटी for the motivation to change, and clients are responsible to be invested in the therapeutic process. So the assumption surrounding the battle of initiative is frequently summarized as कि clinicians should never work harder than their clients. जो थेरेपिस्ट होता है वो क्लाइंट के मोटिवेशन के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं होता। They can just provide the necessary structure for client growth opportunities. Then, what are the core concepts? So, Satir suggested that people protect themselves through survival stances when they feel they are threatened or whenever they are vulnerable. So, Satir classified five different survival stances an individual can take. और कौन-कौन से हैं ये? The setter, blamer, super reasonable, irrelevant and congruence. So with the exception of congruence, ये बाकी stances based हैं low self-worth में. The setter, they like avoid conflict by putting everyone else's need above their own at the expense of their self-worth. They tend to be people pleaser and deal with relational distress by focusing on others. ठीक है, तो मतलब they are more like कि मैं आपसे सबको अपने से ऊपर रखना. Then blamer is like opposite of placetter. They use their influence and power to shift responsibility to other family members. They identify as the source of their problem and avoid taking accountability for their own well-being. Then comes super reasonable. So individuals with a super reasonable survival stance, they exhibit overly rational and logical punctuations of the source of the problem with minimal emotional expression. Super reasonable clients tend to have difficulty with multiple subjective realities and try to focus on what they can objectively measure. Then irrelevant, an individual with an irrelevant survival stance tries to perpetuate the illusion that everything is okay and that the problems do not affect them. They may use humor as a way to distract others and keep them at a distance. People with an irrelevant stance tend to have difficulty experiencing tension within relationships without providing a distraction away from the core issues. And the last one is congruence. Unlike the previous four survival stances, congruence comes from a place of self-worth. It is a process in which people balance the needs of self, others, and the content of their context. Individuals with congruent communication demonstrate synchrony with the emotions they are feeling, the words they use, and their body language. Then, what is the role of the therapist? So जो experiential therapist होते हैं, they use warmth, empathy, and humor as a way to join with clients, but are also direct and assertive in confronting clients' maladaptive processes. A commonly held belief is that family problems are often rooted in emotional suppression. As such, experiential therapists strive to prompt clients towards emotional expression. This is often accomplished by increasing the emotional intensity in session. Whitaker called this process emotional boarding. In order to create a new emotional experience for clients, he would challenge in confrontational ways to elicit a different emotional response from clients if it would assist clients to be more honest with themselves. And Satir's approach to increasing the emotional intensity was to be honest in her experience with clients and inviting clients into greater emotional disclosure. So, what are the techniques used? First one is emotional expression. So, it basically encourages family members to acknowledge and communicate their feelings in a safe and non judgmental environment. Then communication patterns. Dysfunctional communication is often a key target for change. Then therapeutic alliance. Building a strong therapeutic alliance between therapist and each family member is essential. The therapist provides empathy, support, and a non-blaming attitude to create a safe space for emotional exploration. And the last one is role play and reenactment. Role playing and reenactment of family situations are common techniques used in experiential therapy. These exercises allow family members to revisit and express emotions related to past events and unresolved issues. Okay, so till now we learned four techniques. First is emotional expression, then communication pattern, then therapeutic alliance, and role play and reenactment. Then there is psychodrama, which is a technique often used in experiential therapy. It involves family members enacting their thoughts and emotions within a controlled setting to gain insight into their dynamics and to promote emotional expression. Then sculpting, in which family members are physically arranged by the therapist to represent their roles and feelings within the family. This helps create a visual representation of the family system. Okay, so family members are physically arranged. Then authenticity, experiential therapy encourages family members to be authentic. and transparent about their thoughts and feelings. The authenticity is seen as a catalyst for positive change within the family system. And the last one is narrative reconstruction. The therapist may help family members construct new narratives that are more empowering and accurate. This can lead to a reframing of past events and a more positive outlook. Then, what are the applications of experiential family therapy? First one is emotional expression. So, it is particularly effective in helping families become more comfortable with expressing and discussing their emotions openly. Second is relationship conflicts. So, families dealing with relationship conflicts, communication breakdowns, or power struggles can benefit from this approach. Experiential family therapy is useful for families dealing with trauma, loss, or grief. Then adolescent issues, it can address issues related to adolescent and their relationships with their parents or siblings, particularly during challenging developmental stages. Then parent-child relationships, individual growth, it promotes individual growth within the context of family system, and family members often develop greater self-awareness and personal insight. And last one is couples therapy. What are the advantages of experiential counseling, experiential family counseling? So it encourages deep emotional exploration. Then there is enhanced communication. Then it is also responsible for personal growth. It has a role in conflict resolution as well. And the majority of experiential techniques also help individual to manage their stress, develop a willingness to try unfamiliar things, increase flexibility, and help clients learn how to control issues with anger. Then experiential therapies have mood enhancing benefits that can be very helpful for individuals with issues with major depressive disorder and anxiety disorders. And experiential therapies also involve quite a bit of physical movement that can increase fitness, coordination, and mental dexterity. Then the limitations. Some family members may resist the open expression of emotions, which will impede the process of counseling. Then, experiential therapy may not be suitable for families dealing with severe mental health issues where more structured and directive approaches may be necessary. Then, effective implementation of experiential therapy relies heavily on the therapist's skills in creating a safe and trusting environment. Experiential therapies are difficult to apply and operate. It is more difficult to research the effectiveness of experiential methods. And since success depends on collaboration of several people, dropout rates are high. And the last one is individuals in these activities may fail to draw a connection between experiences of the intervention and their own personal issues. So these were the limitations. So that was it about experiential family counseling. If you have any doubt, please do ask in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching the video.